this is a test flight that we're doing. So this is my house.
Okay, right.
And we're basically simulating somebody who is at my front door that shouldn't be there. And we're telling the drone to go and explore it.
All right, we're going.
So this is one of the earliest test flights that we've done.
Yep.
But this is a full system working. This is the sensors, this is the drone, this is autonomous
This is
flight,
your house?
This is my house.
Oh, yeah, I
that's my
can see the
house.
mountain behind you.
Yeah, and that's a forest with all the crazy teenage animals.
And on the left, we're seeing your house, and we're seeing the drone flying over your roof.
Yep. So you're seeing an iPad screen of our internal demo application. So you have a map. You're going to see the drone on the map. You see the little dots. These are the sensors. On the right, you see the live streaming video that's coming out, and below it, you see the live telemetry data being streamed from the drone. The customers aren't going to see all of that stuff. That's going to be more an advanced feature, but effectively, the map and the live video are essential.
So it knew that this person was at the front door because they passed one of the garden light sensors.
Yep.
Pointing at Nelson.
It fired itself up.
Yep.
And does it know through computer vision that that's the human, or does it just go to where the sensor told it to go?
Right. No. So right now we're not doing computer vision from the camera of the drone.
Right.
We're just doing the analysis from the ground sensors.
Got it. So it knew the ground sensor was
pointer is good.
set off, so it goes there and videotapes.
We're trying to hide.
But it doesn't. It's not following that individual around right now.
Well, the sensors follow the individual. So the sensors can track that somebody has moved from one place to the other. And what we're doing in the video is simulating that the event has moved, where we point to the other guy, and then and the drone flies. The important thing here is that the entire flight is fully autonomous. The drone takes off autonomously. It flies in such a way where it keeps the house in view as opposed to flying and then turning around to look at it. So it's flying and rotating in the air to maximize the amount of time that you get to see the target and minimize the time that you're looking away from your property at your neighbors.
Got it. So smart.
And when it flies back, it does the same thing. So if in that video, you see when it flies back, it's always pivoting around the center of the house just to give you that
Because it knows
focus.
that's the important object.
And it's one of the selling points for us because security cameras that you can install on your home give you the exact wrong angle of what you want to see, right? Because they're mounted on the home they're trying to protect.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Here, you actually get the ideal vantage point because the drone is always looking at your house from a different point of view.
So looking at this is for homeowners or businesses.
And we're going to initially target homeowners or renters, actually. The ownership is less relevant because it's easy to install, easy to take away. But single family
How many
homes.
of these sensors will I need for an average home that, let's say, is a half acre to an acre?
Well, half acre to an acre isn't an average home.
Okay.
For an average home, probably a fifth of an acre, 4 sensors should be sufficient. You place them at the key areas where you would need to have some detection. One by the front door, one by the side gate, one on the back, one on the side or something.
All right, so for the baller estate, that's a half acre or to an acre. What are you talking about?
Maybe
8 of them, 10
8
of
to
them?
10.
Got
Yep.
it. So those sensors probably cost $100 a piece. I'm guessing something in that range. So it's not going to be that expensive to put up. I know drones cost $500 to $1,000. So what are we looking at here? $1,500, $2,000, $3,000? I know you haven't built it yet, but it's got to be in that range. Right?
So we haven't announced the prices not because we're keeping them secret, but because we have a lot more work to figure out what they should be. Our target is to offer this at about $1,500 to $2,000 range.
Wow!
But we want to offer it as a subscription.
I was about to say that, like if it was just $50 a month, or $100 a month.
Or in between those, but yeah.
And if it was $75 a month, you would be able to hit profitability sometime in year 2 or something.
Yep.
And now there are companies like Alarm.com, I believe, that you can actually have armed response and alert them, independent of having like ADT or something like that. There are these back-end companies. So if it saw something, would it be able to fire up armed response if you had that option and then give the video in real time to the armed response?
Right. So that's actually a really interesting subject, and it's quite complex. One of the main issues conventional home security companies suffer from are false positives. So the police effectively...
I know, because you know why? When I was in LA, I had 2 false positives. You know what happens when you get a false positive in LA?
Come.
No.
They fine you.
They fine you.
Yeah,
it costs you $150.
Yeah. Or they don't come, which I'm not sure which one.
I'll tell you the great story after the next break of like of the police coming to my house for a false alarm. But keep going.
So a lot of police departments, they can't stand home security monitoring services because 95 to 99% of the calls are false alarms. And there's a study I can send you a link to that is that fact. I spoke to a sheriff of San Mateo County about this specifically. He told me that if they get a call from a monitoring system, they set it as priority 3. And I asked what that means, and he says, that basically means like if you happen to be driving by. But there is a way around it. The way around it is called verified response. And this is typically a homeowner that needs to confirm that something is indeed happening, and they need to be sure, so they need to have video of it or something. There isn't an easy way, as far as I can tell, to stream the video over to the police. But if you are to confirm that you have video of an intrusion in your house over the phone, then the priority rises much higher and the chance of somebody coming out is much higher. So the system we're building it's much more essential to keep the owner in the loop. So while we can outsource it to a monitoring service and pay whatever, $5, $10 a month for that extra feature, I don't actually think that solves the problem that the owners want. I think that what the problem that the owners want is that if they're not home, they actually do want somebody to come out. And the best way to do that is to be the most convincing evidence, present the most convincing evidence to the police in order for them to come out.
Let me take a moment to thank @Squarespace for, first of all, making amazing software. I was just working on one of the new projects I'm working on. You may have heard of television show. And we had to make a website. And I just went on to Google Domains. And I was buying a domain over at Google Domains. And boom, you can just, when you're setting up your Gmail, fire up and launch Squarespace. I guess they're partners now. And I was able to fire up a gorgeous website in literally minutes, and it looked like we spent $25,000 making it. It looks professional. It's intuitive and easy to use. No coding is required. And they use state-of-the-art tech. It's super secure. It's super stable, and it's trusted by millions, some of the most respected brands in the world. We, in fact, use it for all of our events and conferences, and you can start your free trial today. No credit card is required. And you'll get a free domain name if you sign up for a year. I'm an idiot. I did it wrong. I signed up at the wrong domain place. I didn't know that I would get a free domain. I got to go back and do that next time. If you decide to sign up for Squarespace, if you do decide that you're going to sign up for Squarespace, which I'm sure you will, just use the promo code TWIST and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. It is an amazing, amazing product. It's super easy to use, and they keep adding features to it, which is one of the great things about the software as a service movement. They keep getting more people loyal to the product. They keep being able to hire more product managers, developers, and researchers to figure out what to make next. And boom, they make amazing product, and they keep the price the same. So things are getting better and better over there at Squarespace. I love the product. Go ahead and follow @Squarespace.